Welcome back to the urban farmyard where this city girl goes country. In today's video, I'm showing you what you need to do to prepare to bring a new cat or kitten home. Let's take a look. Well, if you are watching this video, you are probably preparing to bring a new little fur ball home with you, which is really exciting. We do a lot of adoptions here at the Urban Farmyard. Our target this year is to adopt out 400 cats and kittens, which is a huge number, and so we field a lot of questions from families wanting to know what they need to do in preparation for bringing their new cat or kitten home. So today we're going to talk that through with you. Adopting a new cat or kitten is a little bit like bringing a newborn baby home. You can buy as many or as few accessories as you really choose. By all means, you can go to a high-end pet store and buy everything under the sun, but in reality, there's very little that you really need in order to bring them home. First thing you're going to need is a litter tray. It doesn't matter whether you are adopting an adult cat or a little kitten, you must keep them inside for at least 4 weeks after bringing them home. The reason for that is cats see home as a physical place, and when you bring them home, they are going to be disorientated and they're going to be a little bit nervous. If you let them out too quickly, they're going to try to navigate back to where they came from, and in most cases they won't be successful and they will get lost. So you're going to need to keep them inside, which means you are going to need a litter tray. Now there are many different litter trays on the market, but if you're only planning to keep your cat or kitten inside for a short period of time, say 4 weeks or a couple of months, it's probably worth just buying an inexpensive one. The inexpensive ones that we pick up are just ordinary plastic trays which cost us $4 a piece, and they work really well. If you're a little bit sensitive to smell though, it's probably worth considering buying a hooded litter tray. Now these litter trays do a really good job of containing smells, but they do have a drawback. For young kittens, it's quite difficult for them to get in and out through a door, and for older cats, they also may be unfamiliar with using a door system, so they may also struggle to get in and out of that style of tray. So if you decide you do want to use a hooded litter tray, by all means grab one, but you may need to leave the door open or take it off completely to enable your new cat to get in and out. To go along with your litter tray, you are going to need cat litter, and there are a variety of options available. Here at the Urban Farmyard, we go through truckloads of litter, and for that reason we buy super cheap stuff. We buy ordinary clay litter, which is available really inexpensively from the local supermarket. The drawback though is it's not that good at containing smells. Unfortunately, when cats pee on it, you do get the smell of pee wafting to some extent. So if you're particularly sensitive to smell, what I recommend doing is upgrading to crystal litter. Crystal litter is wonderful. It does an exceptional job of absorbing smell, and it absorbs so well that with a single cat you can actually fill the litter tray up and not have to empty it. Aside from solids, you won't need to empty it for up to a month. So it's a really good option if you've got a particularly sensitive nose. The next thing you're going to need is food. Now I recommend checking with the rescue group that you're adopting from to see what they've been feeding. It's best to introduce your cat to exactly the same food that they've been eating previously to avoid stomach upsets. Now you don't need to continue to feed that food permanently, but it's just a good idea to start them off on that when they come into their new home. We've got a separate video on transitioning your cat onto a different type of food, which will be coming up later in this series. Now what we do here at the rescue centre is we feed our cats 24/7, so they graze on dry food all the time. It's always available to them. That's a really good system to get into with your new little one. In order to allow them to do that, you're going to need a bowl, which you can leave down for them all the time, or a gravity feeder. Gravity feeders work really well, particularly if you've got more than one cat. You can feed them up once or a couple of times a week, and your cat can just come and go and snack as they please. We also recommend buying treats and wet food or meat for them. Now here at the rescue, we choose to give our cats meat in the evenings only. We do that because we don't want them waking us up first thing in the morning demanding their breakfast. Wet food or meat is one of the key tools we use here, particularly with our timid cats. With timid cats, what we do is we actually hand feed meat to them, and that helps to build a bond and earn their trust a lot more quickly. Treats are also really good for that. They are a really good way of reassuring your pet that you are the giver of food, and it helps to encourage them to come up and enjoy being around you because they know that when they come and see you, they're going to get tasty treats. The other thing you are absolutely going to need is a cat cage, because you need to take your cat or kitten home safely. Under absolutely no circumstances should you be leaving a rescue centre with a cat tucked under your arm. Cats scare really easily, particularly if you're carrying them around outside in a place that they're not familiar with, or have got them loose in a car that they've never been in before. So always make sure that you take a custom built cat carrier with you to the rescue centre to pick up your little one. Those are really the only items you need to get started. A litter tray, litter, dry food, wet food, treats, a bowl or gravity dispenser, and a cage. That's basically all you need to get started. Anything other than that is really an optional extra. By all means, go and get a cat bed, but realistically, most cats or kittens will happily sleep on the bed with you. They will happily sleep on clothing or a towel. They will enjoy sleeping in a box, or may enjoy sleeping in their cat cage as well. A cat tower or cat scratcher is also a good optional extra. It's a really good tool to discourage them from clawing your furniture or your duvet or your curtains. It's a really good optional extra, and it doesn't necessarily need to be particularly expensive. The next thing that'll probably be on your list is toys, and you can absolutely go completely bananas in the toy aisle. There are loads and loads to choose from. But realistically, cats will also happily play with a ping pong ball, a tennis ball, a toilet roll, all sorts of things, and you can actually have some fun making all sorts of things that will keep your cat or kitten entertained. The other thing that you are going to need eventually, but not on day one, is flea and worm treatment, and we have a complete video coming up on choosing the right flea and worm treatment for your cat. But the day that they come home from the rescue centre, they are very likely to have just been flea or worm treated, so you don't need to worry about that straight away. So there we have it, everything you need to bring your cat or kitten home. Stay tuned for our next video, because we're going to be showing you how to integrate your new cat or kitten happily into your household. I'll see you back here tomorrow.